Yo boys, you thought today I was gonna do another premium Link Joker deck profile? Well, boys, you were wrong, man. Today we're in Nova Zoa. Play some memes. Actually, it's Nova Scotia, but you know, the memes can be anywhere. This is meme infinity. Now, let's start off with a story, right? Imagine you have a meta deck, you're going to locals, yeah? And then you accidentally drop it in the lake. And the lady of the lake comes out and she says, "Did you drop this meta deck? Or did you drop this meme deck?" And you probably will say, I dropped the meta deck because it's probably more expensive. But then she goes, "Well, thank you for your honesty. Here are 2 meme decks to compensate." And you're like, what? Give me my meta deck, right? But no, you're going to locals. You're going to locals. So you don't need that meta deck. You have the meme decks. And there's like 2 meme decks in one, all right? You got Zoas and you got Novas, all right? Both end with the letter A, but both very meme stuff, right? Zoa is a meme, Nova is a meme. Everyone says Nova is broken, but we all know it isn't, in premium at least. So yeah, that's it. But what does this deck try to do now? Firstly, I saw this deck when watching one of the Perth qualifiers or Perth tournaments piloted by Kerry, and I've been obsessed with this deck ever since. Every time Solemn wants to test or something, I try to think of a meme deck to bring in just to annoy him, and I'm happy to say that this deck is undefeated against him. I beat him 1 time, and then I've dodged every single other testing, so I can claim that title. But yeah, this is a fun deck. This is a fun deck, a fun meme deck, and if you take it to a tournament, well, more power to you, right? What does this deck try to do? So Zoa is this really insane card, right? When you hit with a card that is Zoid, your opponent loses the game. Yeah. Now, it'd be nice if you could just restand that Zoid unit multiple times, but you know, that card can't be the target of effects. You know, that can't be target of effects. So you can't really use any of your other restand or stand tricks to stand that card. But there is a card in Novas, this little boy, Rumble, that stands when the other card in its column stands as well. So you stand the card that boosted it because it was rested, and this guy stands. So there we go. We've solved the problem of restanding Zoa units. Now, in order to play a Zoa in this deck, we have to run a Gize. So this Gize card, Neon Gize, is just sitting in the deck, chilling out. We don't start with this guy. This guy's useless. We start with an actual starter. But then we need the Barragans. Right, the Barragan, this guy is the only card that can let us ultimate stride into a Zoa, because he's the only Cray Elemental grade 3 that you have, right? So once you get this guy, bam, ultimate stride, you have one of these guys, Rumbles, you play it down with a booster, and then you play down all your Nova Grappler restanders like White Hank. Oh, he's actually called Cool Hank in English, right? You can't say White Hank. And then we've got Kiki Typhoon here. He's cool too. He restands. So these guys all restand that booster, and then you start winning like that. Stand trigger on the booster, stand the Rumble, blah, 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 right? So that's the overall idea of the deck. Now, the weakness to this is that if you play against a deck that can get rid of your booster, then bad time. So in that situation, you just scout out your opponents and you swap starters. You just ride Neon Gize. Hope you triggered a lot with Bustard. You trigger everything and then Ultra Stride into Gize. And yeah, that's that's your secondary deck, right? Do the scouting and see when you want to swap your starters, right? Obviously, the first one is way more meme than the second strat, because the second strat you really don't have much prepared to Gize with, like any special Gizes. So yeah, you have to run stand triggers, right? That's bad. So the rest of the deck kind of just supports the idea of the first one. You got Kick and Cool Hank to restand your booster. We've said that before. Street Bouncer lets you draw and get rested units, which is nice to combo with Scarlet Bird. The interesting thing is also that he's AK, so he can swing under things. You don't really want to give it damage to your opponent, because then he can start doing combos. He can start doing like stuff, you know? So you don't want to give them a damage. Let's just keep them low, even when you're on Gize, right? It's just the same strategy, keep them low. Next we've got is Arashid, you know, grade 3 searcher, helps you get your Barragans, and that's pretty much it. But the reason why we want a Azure Dragon, by the way, is that his first effect lets a draw, right? So that's it. Excel 2, draw, Counterblast 1, draw, pretty good. And then we have this package here, Scarlet Bird, yeah, remember him? And Shout. So Shout is kind of this very high roll card in this deck, because it could let your opponent draw more cards to guard your multi-turn Zoa with, which is bad. But at the same time, it helps them get like Barragans, which is good. But on the other flip side, it could soul charge out Rumbles, which is bad. Yeah, so that's kind of bad. The thing is, if you soul charge enough, you can then combo with like Buster to trigger a lot, and then hopefully you'll trigger your like Rumbles and things like that. You just have to calculate how many Rumbles in your deck, and if a lot of them are out, then stop using Shout. That's pretty much it. Or take the calculated risk, right? That's pretty much it. And then the Neon Gize is just there for the splash. We've got Energy Girl. She's pretty good. She can stand things when it's boosting, so this will let you just put it behind like the Vanguard or something, and then you can get that extra standoff. You can get like, if you have like 2 of them, you can put them behind a booster, put them put one behind the Vanguard, then put one behind with the grade 2s. Don't boost, because these guys don't need boosts to like to restand. And then if you trigger like a stand trigger, then you can stand first the booster with the stand trigger, or you can even just like stand one of these guys to be able to then boost with this, with an Energy Girl. Because after your Vanguard attack, if you have an Energy Girl behind the Vanguard, then you'll confirm to be standing your booster, etc, etc, right? And then lastly, we got this dude. He goes back to deck. That's pretty much it. But he requires a soul, so that's kind of annoying. But he does go back to deck, so you can put stands back to deck, right? Cool. And then the rest of this is just jank, right? You run the full Gize, Zero Dragon kind of line. You run 1 Bustard, because after 1 Bustard, you're pretty much gonna deck out anyway. But just that 1 Bustard is enough to like unflip stuff, get extra drive checks. You can unflip a bunch of these dudes, which help you flip up damage. So after you like ride your Zoa and do your ultimate stride effect, then you can flip those 2 cards face up to be able to make the amount of CB you need to be able to do the multi attacks. The rest of it is just like literal just what you call utility, right? Utility. This guy's pretty useful. He can rest 2 to soul charge 1 and draw 1. It's pretty good. That's all he's there for. And the rest is just literal jank. Literal jank. Develop your board. Like the ultimate play you have is like a restander on an Excel circle, a restander on your boostable column. Your other side is a rune ball with a booster. And then hopefully behind your Vanguard and your restander is you have 2 Energy Girls. Trigger a stand, and that's how you get maxi attacks. And if you do the calculations, if they don't have nulls, basically every single Zoa attack is 5 cards to guard at best. More if they don't have heals, etc, etc. So yeah. And the good thing is, like, generally people don't really damage deny Novas, just because Novas don't do anything, and if you damage deny them, they'll just be kind of confused, like what the hell can Nova do, you know? And with this deck, it's just a big surprise. Now, I did make like a less high rolly version without the shouts. You can just run the Light Elemental instead, less Scarlet Birds. This means that your Barracan can at least get something. It's a 15k shield, so it's just extra shield. You have very, very low shield in this deck. The only other vanilla you have is your heal trigger. So now your Barracan can grab 2 things. But yeah, this is a low roll build. This is not as memey. But if you want to go max meme, got the shouts. Everyone loves shouts. Shout is pretty cool. And yeah. So hopefully that's I think this finishes like the memes series. This is the season of memes. This is the finale, right? The 3rd movie of the meme series. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you gonna full meme? Are you gonna play meta? I don't know, man. It's Premium's supposed to be fun. Vanguard's supposed to be fun. Have some fun. Maybe this would be fun for your opponent, but it's fun to pull off, right? Yeah. All right. See you guys later. Bye.